just be yourself, put yourself out there, be confident. I feel like a lot of people get pulled over by like their energy. So I feel like if you are acting like a nice person and if you're kind and don't judge people and stuff, then people will come to you more, I feel.
So just being a good person,
Yeah,
basically?
just be yourself. Be
Mhm.
yourself is the most important thing because you don't want people to be thinking that you're somebody that you're not.
Hello and welcome to the Teens on the Road podcast, where we talk about all the ups and downs of living in an RV as a teenager. I'm your hostess, Kayla, and each week we'll meet a new perspective on what it means to live this lifestyle. Whether you've been on the road for 6 months or 6 years, this podcast is here for you, to share laughs, to remember the hard times, and to celebrate the good ones. Stick around to meet our guest of the week and learn all about their story. Ready for the ride? Let's go! Hey friends, I have no idea why this happened, but towards the second half of this episode, you'll probably start noticing that my audio, my voice starts trailing off during my sentences. Again, sorry about this. I have no idea what's going on, but considering that I'm not the star of the show today and Mia is, you should be able to understand everything just fine. Just wanted to let you know.
Hi everyone, I'm Mia and I've been on the road for 2.5 years now and I love the ocean.
Hi Mia, great to have you on the show. You ready?
Yes.
Awesome. For my first question, what is your traveling story? What inspired your family to start living this way?
So honestly, my parents met they met traveling in on a cruise ship, and ever since they like settled down and had kids, they've been wanting to travel with us for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
So about 2.5 years ago, or maybe even more than that, 4 years ago maybe, my parents started joking about, like my dad started joking about getting a trailer and then like leaving and going someplace tropical or whatever. So we kind of just told him he was crazy, and then we just went for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was not really like we had any plans. We just sold our house, sold everything in it, and just left.
Wow. So you
Yeah.
just like went head first.
Yes.
Awesome.
No plans, no nothing.
So you said you want to go somewhere tropical. Are you guys from a colder climate?
Yes, we are from Ontario, Canada, and the winters there are pretty gnarly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's snow there actually right now, and it gets really, really cold.
Yeah.
And
What's your lowest temp?
I don't really know. It ranges from about in the winter. It definitely goes to the minuses. Yeah.
I can't even imagine. See,
Yeah.
I'm from Charleston.
Oh wow.
So like it's always warm, you know?
Yeah.
The lowest it gets is like 45 or something. So I can't imagine.
I mean, the summers there are pretty nice, but the winters are just no.
Wild, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people, if they're from a cold climate, they like prefer hot climates.
Yes.
Is that you?
Yeah, so we went to Florida and that was my favorite place ever.
Yeah.
And we stayed there for a few months and then came back the next year after that, and honestly, Florida's just like there's nothing can beat that for me. Like
Really?
it was so tropical and amazing. Yeah.
So about your RV, does it have a certain setup that you really love?
Well, the reason we got our RV is actually because of the office. My dad still works, so we needed an office space for him in our trailer, so we kind of got a mid-bunk office room. So by day it's office for him, by night it's a bed for me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
So
that's kind of
you have one brother?
Yes, I have an older brother.
And you don't have to share with him?
No, thankfully I do not.
Okay, cool. So it's not really your room. It's like half your room, half your dad's
yeah,
office?
exactly.
Okay. Do you like that or do you not really?
I like my own setup. I like how it's mine and like nobody can go in it other than me. So yeah,
Nice.
it just makes me feel better about it.
Yeah, for sure. So you said your dad works mobilely, right?
Yes.
Has he always had a mobile job, or has it been like since you got on the road he started a mobile job?
Well, he has been like when we lived in our house, he went to work every day, but now we just work from home ever since going on the road.
Would you say that traveling has brought your family together?
I'd say so, yes, because we don't have to go to like public school anymore, and that really like we were gone like all day. So the only times we ever spent together was the weekends and at dinner time on the weeknights, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and the mornings, of course. So I feel like it has brought us closer together because of the smaller space. It means we have to be together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And more time together.
Yes.
Now that your dad's got a better job or
Mhm.
better for the situation.
Mhm.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, I have a small Shih Tzu. He is gonna be 4 in January, actually.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Been traveling 2.5 years. So how has he adjusted to living in an RV?
Honestly, we were scared about that at first. We were scared that he wasn't gonna like it and it was gonna be bad for him. But honestly, it was like the same. At first, I guess he was a little confused that we were in a smaller space now because he kind of started the first 2 years of his life in our house, and then he adjusted to it after a little while. And yeah, I'm happy because we kind of live in our trailer.
Nice, yeah. Do you have any funny stories about him?
Yes. So there's I can't even count on this hand. Like, um, but there's this one time we were in Texas and we brought him to a dog park, and I don't know how this happened, but he swallowed a big chunk of a tennis ball. And so we had to kind of take him to the vet, and my parents were really scared. But thankfully they got the tennis ball chunk out of his body and he was safe at home. He had to, I think, wear a cone for a while, but we're glad he's okay.
Wow. Well, I guess
Yeah.
anything's a food if you try hard
Well,
enough.
I mean, he is crazy. He will literally eat anything you give to him.
That's hilarious. So other than eating, he's adjusted pretty well.
Yes,
That's great.
very much.
What about how old were you when you got on the road?
So I was 10 years old when we started on the road. I'm now 13 years old.
Okay. What was transition like for you? Because you went from public school, your dad was working, and then you just kind of went head first into this RV life. What was that like?
Yes, so at first when we started um on the road, it was interesting because I missed my friends and I missed school and stuff. I missed hanging out with my friends across the street. So that was hard to like get used to, but after a while I got used to it, and my two best friends now are ones that I've met on the road. So,
Going pretty well?
yes.
How long do you think that transition took from not liking it to loving it?
It didn't take very long because once we were in like a hot tropical place, honestly, I was okay with it.
You know what? I don't care. I'm in
Yes.
Florida.
Yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm swimming right now.
So was Florida the only time you fallen in love with a place?
Um, no, it's not the only time. I also really like Texas and Arizona too.
Everything on the bottom?
Yes, yes. And yeah, I like the hotter places. So going to cold places aren't really my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
But anywhere hot I actually enjoyed pretty much. So
That's great.
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite part about Florida?
My favorite part was probably the Florida Keys. We stayed at a campground called Jolly Roger, and it was more like a resort. And it was
I think I
like,
stayed there too.
yeah,
It was a great
it
campground.
was amazing. There was a dock, and at sunset I would go like every single night down to the dock, and I'd see stingrays, and I'd be snorkeling in the daytime and see a bunch of fish underneath me. Oh, it was, yeah, that's it. That's it.
I loved that place.
It was amazing.
There was like always these pelicans who would hang out.
Yes,
Yeah.
the pelicans actually kind of scared me a bit. They were more intimidating than the fish for sure.
Yeah, those sunsets were amazing because they were like over the water.
Yes.
And just beautiful.
Yes.
So I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
That place is awesome.
it was my favorite by far, definitely, that I've ever been to.
have any place you hope to never return to?
Not really. I mean, I loved a lot of places. I liked some places. I don't really have a place that I would never return to. Yeah, I don't really think I'd have a place. I'd go to all of them if I could. I obviously can't go to all of them again, but if I could, I'd go to all of them. I think we had some.
So far, no bad experiences.
No, not really. There were some sketchy campgrounds, but not bad experiences. I think all of them were good experiences because we were together.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
This episode was sponsored by Dragon Moon Boba. Customize your own flavor to suit your taste buds and enjoy with friends at full-time family events. All drinks are made in-house to your liking by yours truly, Drake and Luna Gibson. Come get some now.
What do you think is the hardest part about traveling full time?
That's a good question. I actually probably the long distance with my friends from back home, if that counts. That's probably the hardest part because I do miss like my family and my friends back home. So the not being able to celebrate birthdays with them and Christmases with them like we always used to every year before, that's probably the hardest part, I would say. My family would probably agree with me.
So you have a lot of friends back home?
Yes, a lot of family too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's like the main.
Well, it's good that you're close with them.
So we visit them every single summer.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we always, because we only have 6 months in the USA and then 6 months in Canada. So we always go back for the summers with them.
Gotcha.
In the hot weather.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you do any traveling in Canada, or is it just the stationary?
We did traveling last year in Canada, in like British Columbia and Alberta and Manitoba. We visited some family there. So yeah, we did do a lot of traveling in Canada, and then I guess this year we're not going back. We're gonna stay in Arizona for a while.
So do you? I guess you would prefer traveling America than traveling Canada.
Probably. I mean, Ontario is like the winters there are cold. There's some places in Canada that the winters there aren't bad. So like British Columbia was really hot when we were there, so it was nice. And that's where I actually learned how to surf. Oh, I only surfed one time before. I love the ocean, but I'm not that good at surfing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you'll get
So
there.
yeah, I hope to do some more surfing though.
You going to Florida soon? So have you made a lot of new friends on the road?
Yes, I have some friends in Florida. I actually have my best friend that is about to visit us in a week. They'll be at another campground in Arizona with us for a couple months. And
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What would you say is the best way to make friends on the road?
Honestly, the way I made friends, I found this was the best way to make friends. Just be yourself, put yourself out there, be confident. I feel like a lot of people get attracted like to other people, like get pulled over by like their energy. So I feel like if you are acting like a nice person and if you're kind and don't judge people and stuff, then people will come to you more, I feel.
So just being a good person.
Yeah,
basically?
just be yourself. Be yourself is the most important thing because you don't want people to be thinking that you're somebody that you're not.
Yeah, be authentic and put yourself out there. I like that. Thank you. What is something about traveling that you have learned to love?
Learn to love. That's another good one. Learn to love. I wasn't a big like hiking person back then, so I've learned to love hiking and going on walks in the forest and stuff.
Enjoying the serenity.
I'm definitely, that is something that has like fully changed me by going on the road. I love nature now, and I've never like actually fully been so like
immersed.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
So
that's great. Yeah, I know. It's like nobody really goes hiking when they're living like normal life.
Yes.
It's definitely a traveling thing. So
Uh-huh.
I agree with you. I had to learn to love the exercise, the
Uh-huh.
immersion.
Nature is just such a beautiful thing.
Has traveling given you any opportunities that you otherwise would not have had?
Yes, like I said, going to Florida. I definitely probably would not. Before traveling, we've only ever been to like one state before, or me and my brother have. Like Pennsylvania was like the first official US state that we actually went on vacation in. And then ever since going on the road, I feel like we've been to like so much like states. So probably going to US states. That probably wouldn't have happened otherwise. It's more scenic.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
there's no mountains. Well, there is mountains in Canada, but the views here are just breathtaking. So on Instagram, my family's traveling channel is the Daigle Adventure Crew. So you can find that on Instagram. And me and my dad actually just started a podcast, and that's going to be called En Route to Discovery. And so, yeah, those are our channels.
Awesome. Well, everything will be linked in the description if you guys want to check out Mia and her family.
Hmm.
For all the teens listening, what advice do you have to give them about living?
At first you're probably gonna be not too happy about it because it's like leaving everything that you grew up with, but you'll get used to it and you'll start loving it. And just trust the world. It'll put you in the right place.
Question for our next guest.
For our next guest, how are you liking living on the road? What's your favorite place that you've been to?
And then Drake is wondering, how many RV issues have you had?
Oh, a ton. Well, actually, not that much. We've had to replace our fridge before, and we've
Replaced the fridge?
Yeah.
What happened?
I'm not even remotely sure, really. There was I guess it was in the middle. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too good.
Yeah.
But yeah, our brakes have disconnected many times.
Wait, disconnected?
Yeah.
Like your truck brakes or your trailer brakes?
I think my trailer brakes. And we've run over a black bear before, I think, too.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, I know. There was a car in front of us that like hit a bear or whatever, and then we like ran over it accidentally. It was scary, and I was sad.
Yeah, that is sad and scary.
Uh-huh.
Jeez. At least you guys are okay.
Yeah, we were traveling in the night too, so we couldn't really see it. But
Well, on that sad note, thank you for joining me, Mia. It was really fun to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able have been on here. So
of course.
Yeah.
If you liked this episode, feel free to subscribe so you never miss one. If you'd like to connect with us, follow us on Instagram and feel free to reach out with any questions or feedback. And don't forget to leave us a review on your streaming service of choice. It really helps us grow and reach more listeners like you. If you're a traveling teen interested in being a guest star on the show, fill out our form and we'll get back to you soon. This episode was sponsored by Dragon Moon Boba thanks to Drake and Luna Gibson. Our intro song was created for Teens on the Road by Mila Rose, and you can follow her Instagram at Mila Rose Sings. Special thank you to our guest of the day, Mia Daigle. You can follow her family's adventures on Instagram at the Daigle Adventure Crew. Thank you again for listening, and see you down the road.